DJA TV.
I think you should make it short. Short, yeah. Short, I agree. Make it short. Okay, as you are aware, he was abducted in Kenya and brought here before on 29th of June 2021, and that was done without reference to us as the counsel in the matter. So, and the court adjourned the matter to today for hearing, for trial. So, but today he was not in court. Though I insisted to find out from the prosecution why he was not in court, which I made a formal application to the court to that effect. But we understand the condition of the court starts today. So that apparently should be the reason why they are not in court. So it's starting today. So the court said they need fiat from CJ to enable him to proceed during this vacation. So that has been resolved. But we are going to initiate a communication to CJ to ensure that fiat is given to his lordship to continue trial during this vacation. So as we are aware, I've mentioned it upstairs. Nnamdi Kanu, before 2021, we have Nnamdi Kanu 2015, who was abducted by the DSS on the 14th of October 2015 in Lagos and brought before Abuja here, brought in Abuja here the 10th. He was taken to Magistrate Court and which granted him bail, and customary brought before this court, Honorable Federal Court, which also granted him bail. And those bail orders granted by the court directing for his own conditional release were all flouted by the security agent, by the DSS. So until we effectively and successfully challenge the 11-count charge preferred against him at the time by the federal government, and 8 out of them we are struck out, remaining 3. So on the basis of those of the weakness of the strength of the remaining allegations, the court granted him bail on 5th of April 2027 and scheduled for the matter for hearing. Adjourned the case to October 17th for hearing, 2017 for hearing. So why are waiting for the time for him to be in court on October 17th for the trial to commence? His premises, ancestral home in Omahia, Afaro Omahia, was invaded by the military soldiers on the September 14th, during which blood invasion, over 28 persons were killed in his premises, and he manually escaped by sheer providence. Not unhurt, he was inflicted with injuries. So, and we have applications before this court for the court to intervene and also investigate the circumstance that led to his disappearance. An intervening event that occurred that led to him to his inability to be in court and start his trial. So these applications are pending for the past 2 years before this court. Only for us to have on 29th of June that he was brought to court. So, and we're ready to go on. So, but the fact is that the Nnamdi Kanu we are talking about today is person that was abducted in Kenya on July 19th, on June 19th, 2021, then tortured, subjected to all forms of inhuman treatment and degradation, inflicted with grievous bodily harms, which is still in his body today. So after spending 8 days, after subjecting him to all sorts of torture, then he was handed over to Nigerian security agents 8 days after. So on the 29th, they brought him to court. So what I'm saying is that we are talking about gross violation of Geneva Convention Protocol, which agreement Nigeria entered into in 2001. This is very fundamental because as far as we are concerned today, Nigerian image in international community has been damaged, has been bastardized by virtue of what has been taking place. We don't go to a foreign land and kidnap somebody. If the person has committed an offense known to law, you subject him through what you call extradition proceedings. Then the person will pass through the same procedure. Instead of smuggling here through what they call a southern rendition. But that's a very fundamental issue we're discussing before international court and the international community. Today we have various applications and correspondence with the African Court, which has been championed by my colleague Ejiofor, and also our foreign partners in UK and the US.
Please, can you tell us the specific 3 orders issued by Justice Binta Inyakuru?
No, today the lordship order, first of all, that you need an order from the CJ to proceed with trial. Then 2, that the detention authority in this case the SSS, to give us access to our client. Because I complained about the way manner we see him. For the past 8 days, we don't have we don't see him. And only yesterday we had all over the social media. As I'm taken away from Abuja, I complained to the court that he has been taken away from here. And we can't confirm his present state of health. So the court has to intervene and give directive to the detention authority that we should have access to him on specified dates within a week, which I may not mention to you. So, but that has been agreed, and we are going to see him anymore from now. So, and we have an application to get him transferred to Correctional Center Kuje prison, which was served on the federal government on 17th of July 2021. Only for on the 14th of July, yes, 2021. Only for us to ambush this money with a counterblade to that application. But we don't want to go into the merit because the court is actually not ready to go on with the proceeding today because of the fact migration commences today. So on the next adjourned date, we are going to have a bite of that. Thank you so much. No, as I speak to you, we are aware that the international community is going up to before this court. And they are aware that Kanu is in the detention facility of the DSS. So if anything happened to Kanu today, the federal government, DSS, and all the authorities concerned should be held responsible by the international community. Because UK, US are in effective communication with our legal team as to what is happening in this case. I can confirm that to you today. As I speak to you now, I don't want to mention the international media organization who are following up this case, who are in this court today to cover what position of the court today.
Okay, is it true that some of your lawyers were arrested?
No lawyer was arrested.
Okay, well, some IPOB members were also arrested. What's your view on that?
We have a situation whereby lawyers were chastised today, we are brutalized kind of. We were not allowed inside the court because we are suggesting the system we should trim down the number of lawyers. I know this is an international case. This is a case that rose Igbo's interest and interest of right responsible people. So every responsible person who wants to know what's happening in this case. So and that has been resolved with the court today.
What of your IPOB members that were arrested this morning? Who came in here?
Many of them were arrested. We are going to confirm that. We are aware many of them. I was just informed in court that many of them were many people that came here were arrested. So and I'm urging the authorities. I am urging the authorities by this video to release those who were in court to witness proceedings of today. They were not violent. They were merely here to witness proceedings of the court. And it's your constitutional right to be in court and witness proceedings of the court. If you are limiting, if you have a restriction to the number of people that will come to the court, we have no problem. But you can't not warrant to arresting them. Innocent and defenseless people. It was not because the trial hasn't commenced and there's no order for secret trial yet. There's no order for secret trial, which we are going to project if there's any order of such session. Thank you so much. Your name? My name is Bar Ejiofor. I'm doing counsel to the council.
To what my colleague Bar Ejiofor had said, I will briefly give you a rundown of the international dimensions of this matter. You have heard of the phrase, the long phrase, extraordinary rendition. It's not a make-up by lawyers. It's real. It's something that is in the statute books that Nigeria signed on to. And this was not the first time it has happened. It has happened before. Nigeria had attempted in the past to conduct extraordinary rendition of Omar Diko in 1984. The difference between that one and this one is that why that of Kanu succeeded, that of Omar Diko failed woefully. And it led to countervailing consequences. So extraordinary rendition doesn't draw only legal consequences. It draws political and diplomatic consequences. So in that of Omar Diko, it drew all kinds of consequences. Okay, 17 people were arrested. 4 out of those were convicted and sentenced to various terms of imprisonment, ranging from 6 years to 8 years. The other 13 were deported. The CEO of Nigerian Airways was nearly arrested in the UK. He was lucky to have seen a very short fence that he jumped. Okay, and Nigeria was denied the subsequent request to extradite Diko and other people in Nigeria was interested in at the time. So, you know, and then Britain broke off diplomatic relations with Nigeria for 2 years. So I don't know why anybody thinks that the extraordinary rendition of Kanu would not have consequences. Of course it will have. It's an unfolding phenomenon. Unfolding. the political, the diplomatic, and the legal consequences are unfolding. And just as my colleague informed you, the international legal order has been triggered by a process I filed and perfected 4 days ago. So there is a triggering of the international legal order. Jurisdiction of Nigeria over this matter is no longer exclusive. You have multi-jurisdictional people coming in, centers coming into play here. So it's not something that there is a wiggle room for the country. And we have to cross that bridge before we get to the bridge of saying guilty or not guilty. You have to cross the bridge of this very horrendous conduct that Nigeria did towards Nnamdi Kanu.
Your name, sir?
Aloy Ejiofor, Special Counsel. Well, it surprised us. Nobody told us anything. We came here expecting to see him and everything. And the crowd that thronged here also expected to see him. So this is one of those draconian things that people are fighting against. You see, we don't want a nation that is turning to a police state, and this is what is roiling the citizens of Nigeria. And that protest, that dissent, is showing itself in various forms. It's showing itself in revolution now. It's showing itself in the agitation to have a separate state. It's showing itself in resource control. It's showing itself in NSAS. If you are not doing these things, you are not going to be having these negative reactions from your citizens. If you do the right thing, your citizens will be happy and they won't have any reason to dissent. Okay? So that's what's going on. And today, they prove themselves capable of continuing those things by arresting innocent people that came to express solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu.
We're told by some people that Nnamdi Kanu was actually brought to this court premises, but he wasn't presented in court.
We didn't see him. We didn't see him. So if they brought him, they spirited him away. And what are they hiding? Because you can't take a trial in absentia when you're inside jurisdiction. So the court is interested in knowing whether Nnamdi Kanu has been removed from her jurisdiction.
How prepared are you now to see Nnamdi Kanu since the judge has actually said?
Well, I've seen him a couple of times, but you see, why it became an issue in court today was that it was a bit of an irregular size, and it was a discretionary matter left to the DSS to decide when his lawyers could see him. But right now, it's no longer discretionary. A court order has ensued that we're entitled to see him twice a week.
At what times?
Well, some afternoons and all that.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Are you happy about that?
Yes, we're happy, very happy. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. It's some soibo. Okay, so
DJN
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Tony, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you very much. I am glad to be with you this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
Today is 26th of July,
Yes.
2021.
Yes.
And today happens to be a great day for Biafrans all over the world.
Sure.
And I strongly believe that today is supposed to be the day that our leader will appear on court. A lot of people were outside. A lot were given an opportunity to be in the court to see undergo the proceedings. But we find out that it is only you that can tell Biafran actually what happens today, the way it is. Welcome to the program and talk to Biafrans in regards to what played out today in the court. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. We thank God for a day like this. We must give thanks to God Almighty t0ugh for gift of life and also for what happened in court today. Because what they expected, the enemies actually expected, didn't happen. I'm also to commend people who, despite all the intimidations, threats of possible arrest and all whatnot, were able to be in court today. So, and the crowd was overwhelming. I must commend them for being there to witness the proceedings of the court. Despite the fact they were not allowed to come in. But at least the most important thing that the message has been sent, passed to the authorities to understand that Nnamdi Kanu is not standing alone in this situation. So today, the matter actually came for commencement of trial, hearing. So a continuation of hearing, kind of, because the matter has been in court. So you are aware, on the manner in which he was brought to court on 29th of June this year, without our knowledge, without reference to us. He was brought to after being kidnapped in Kenya, and he was smuggled into Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. So, which process we are being challenged today before the International Court and also African Union Court, and also within the foreign space is being challenged today. So, on 29, nobody notified us, and I informed the court today. I expressed my concern to court about what happened today. I registered my concern before the court today about the manner in which was brought to court, and also let the court understand that I am the substantive counsel in this suit, in this case, by virtue of which position the prosecution, being the federal government of Nigeria, should have notified me about the exercise. I will call it exercise that took place on 29th of June. You have notified me, first of all, that he was arrested or abducted. So I'll be in court on 29th to see what they want to do. So, and I was able to register my concerns and my apprehension too, because I know I was laying foundation for something. And I specifically asked my Lord to take it on record, because I was, by so doing, I'm trying to lay a foundation for what will happen in the course of time. So he was brought to court on 29th. Then the court ordered for him to be remanded in DSS custody. So we have also filed an application to get him transferred to Correctional Center Kuje, where we have unrestricted access to him. And the fact that we don't have easy access to him was also brought to the attention of the court, because we should have unrestricted access to him at all times as his lawyers. So we brought the attention of the court, which was substantially resolved today, and there was other court made order when we were in chambers, because eventually we retired to chambers, where those issues were resolved, and court directed the authority, telling him to at least allow us time, within some time, to see him weekly. So it's an order of court now. The manner in which to visit him has been specified, which can now accommodate people, outside lawyers, to come through us and see him. So once the person indicates interest to see him, so it's not only lawyers now that can see him. The relatives, the friends can as well see him through us. So that has been resolved today substantially. Then two, in view of the fact that vacation commenced today, Friday court vacation, the court didn't dwell much into the proceedings of today, what the business of today, because before the proceedings of today will be effective in the eyes of the law, in view of the declaration of vacation, which commenced today, the court will have a fiat. There must be a fiat authorizing the court to continue the proceedings during vacation. So the court also raised those concerns that he may not dwell much into the activities of today in view of the fact that the vacation of the Federal High Court commenced today. And also courts made us understand at the point he was giving this date on 29th of June 2021, that he never had in mind that vacation will commence today. We are going to do the needful to ensure the CJ, to secure the fiat of CJ for his lordship to continue trial during vacation. So the court tentatively adjourned the matter to 21st of October, pending when the fiat is obtained. So if the fiat is given between now and probably next 2 weeks or 1 week, then the court can call back the case and give us a fresh date for the trial to commence. And so that actually affected the court well much into our application to get him transferred to prison. And also, of course, you know the style of the federal government in this case. That has been their practice. They filed a response to this application, which we filed on 14th of July, and serve on them. Application for him to transfer to prison custody, to correctional center. So they responded for 8 hours after, and decided to withhold their response, the counter availability to our application, only to be ambushed with this application their response this morning. So apparently they were thinking that if this matter is going on, as been the matter is going on today, will go on today, that our application will not be taken, because that has been their style. And I condemn it to open court. And I profusely condemn it. I told the court, I registered my annoyance, that this practice has to stop. where the matter is taking a different dimension, and international community is following up, because this matter has so many legs now. Of course, you are aware now. So it's before many international courts, before International Court of Justice, before International Court, before the African Union Court. So international community are fully involved in this case, this part of the game. It's no longer the case of 2015, where he was arrested and brought to Abuja. Order was given for him to be released. Then those orders were flouted by the federal government until when we got 8 count out of 11 count charge struck out by the government. That was when he was granted bail to 5th of April 2017. So before the subsequent invasion of his premises on 14th of September 2017, wherein over 28 persons were murdered in an attempt to assassinate him. This is a person that was believed to be in court on October 17th. So those parts is a different scenario. So we were able to bring that to the attention of the court today, that what is playing out now is not the scenario of 2015. That we are talking about somebody who was kidnapped in Kenya, British citizen who was kidnapped in Kenya. We are talking about British who was abducted in Kenya, smuggled in here, in clear violation of International Geneva Convention Protocol, and in clear violation of UN Convention of 201, which Nigeria signed as a party. That's what we are talking about today in court. So, and the court was also let to know that international community is interested, is involved in this case. And this matter, the other legs of this, arms of this matter, are before the international courts. We brought that to the attention of the court to understand today, because we are talking about image of this country, if at all there's anyone left over, which have been battered and destroyed before the international community. So you can't just go in a foreign land, abduct a citizen of a different country, and bring him to this country for a trial, a political trial for that matter. So that has been laid to bear before the court today. So we intend to respond to the application, the file, which was filed, first of all, serve us on us out of time. We have to respond to it. For the meantime, we are going to explore the avenue of establishing communication with CJ. So to ensure that the court is giving fiat to handle this matter during this vacation. So that is what we are doing now. So now it is important also to point out that the government of the Nigerian government has made mountain of more heavy word about amending charge, introducing case of murder, terrorism, kidnapping, and all whatnot. There was no charge amended as of today. We are in court today. I was expecting. I even went to them and said, I heard about the amendment you talked about over the media, that we are going to see. So we are going to see a case of murder today. We are going to see a case of kidnapping today. We are going to see a case of banditry today. We are going to see a case of all name them. Today, as I speak to you, there was no form of amendment to the charge. Though we are not worried about that. My worry is stem from the fact that he was not in court. So, which they said it was on account of logistic issues. So, but I know they are being careful about. About vacation, because apparently, even if he was in court, it's possible the matter will not go on, because today vacation commences today. I know that one very well. So, but we are able to achieve something. First of all, the court has given us made an order allowing us to see him. So, and also mentioned to the court that it was all over the media yesterday that he was taking whiskey away from Abuja. So that it should confirm from them. The court has also expressed concern. So let me know where my client is, his position and all whatnot. So that was why the court was even so eager to make the order to ensure we see him. So it's now an order of court. So we're not seeing him now at the ledger, right? At the convenience of the SSL. We are seeing him now at the convenience of the court. So unlike when they will call us to come around 6 o'clock in the night, in the evening, and see him, we'll stay there till 9 o'clock. They will call you. They say they will say they have to approve your request to see him. Those days has gone. Now the court has specified dates to see him and time. So we are now to see any day there's a violation of that court order. The court say I should come to the court and report and tell the court and report immediately that you know waste time. That's the instruction from the court. So we are going to take it off from there. But I can assure you that he's fine. At least I can assure you that from every investigation we made after the hearing, those informations may not are not true. Information about taking him elsewhere are not true. So I may not be able to quote mention our source, but they're not true. But we'll see him any moment from in the next couple of maybe by Wednesday, Thursday we'll see him. So in line with all that, we'll see him so, and I will also get back to you people as to how he's doing. And so now we are at liberty to see him at the discretion of the court in the manner which is elected. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Rabasta. Secondly, I would like to know from you, what is the international stand on this case regards to your client?
Thank you so much. I must tell you I'm very much delighted by the interest taken by the international community. I need to mention this to people to understand. Only this afternoon I had a very serious communication from U.S. Embassy. So, and they are following up. So, and also we are having also correspondences from other
yeah.
DJN-TV. DJN-TV. DJN-TV.